Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Jaylee's here. Welcome back to another video. Today, okay, I know you guys might be wondering, why am I wearing this Taylor Swift cardigan? Well, that's because today I'm going to be showing you my Taylor Swift vinyl collection. Now, my last videos, I've been talking a lot about ASD, autism spectrum disorder, but today I decided to switch it up a little bit, do something a little bit different. And since I thought, well, I'm a huge Swiftie and I really want to show my vinyl collection. So, just a little background info. I have been a Swiftie since 2023, since the beginning of the Eras Tour. Sadly, I did not go, but it's okay. That's fine. You know, you're still a Swiftie, even if you didn't go to one of her concerts, even if you don't know every single song, that's okay. And anyway, enough with the yabber yabber. Let's look at the vinyl collection. I even got some cowboy boots on. Alright. And speaking of cowboy, let's go on to our first album, which is Taylor Swift, which is actually named after herself. So Taylor Swift debuted in 2006 as a country singer with her first single as Tim McGraw. And the next one is Our Song, which is her most popular one in this album. And it's the reason why some people call this album Debut. And this is how it looks on the back right here. Very nice. You can see the Big Machine record logo. Here, this is all the songs. My favorite on this album would probably have to be I'm Only Me When I'm With You and Invisible. Okay. And then next up, we have Fearless. Now, I usually have the Taylor's version albums from Fearless to, I'm going to get to that in a second, into 1989, which I'm going to get to in a second. So Fearless is her second album, which was released in 2008 and later re-recorded in 2021. So basically the one I have right here in my hands is the Taylor's version, which means the re-recorded version. And the re-recorded versions of her albums usually come with these additional tracks called vault tracks. And they're basically just like songs that she was going to put on the original album, but didn't. And so here's how it looks on the back. Looks very beautiful. Very nice. Right here, got this one from Target. Alright, and then her third album, which is Speak Now, which was released in 2010, the year I was born, except this was released in October and not in April, which is the month I was born. So anyway, this album, Speak Now, was when she got rid of the cowboy boots and sequins and decided to go a little bit more feminine, right? She still kept the country music and mixed with pop, right? Except, you know, she just went a little more feminine. You know, she just got rid of the cowboy boots. So this was released in 2010, like we said. This is very nice. This is the re-recorded version. This was recorded in 2023. And this has to be one of my favorites because, all right, look at the back right here. Get a beautiful picture of Taylor. And then look at the vinyl design. So I'm gonna be extremely careful while opening this. So here's how the vinyl looks. It is extremely beautiful. I love the patterns. I also got this one from Target. So I'm trying to be extremely careful with this. Because the thing is with vinyls, you want to be extremely careful because unlike CDs, they're like really sensitive. Which means they break easily. Alright, next up we have Red. This was released in 2012 and was later re-recorded in 2021 along with Fearless Taylor's version. So this is where Taylor Swift made a major change, which means she got rid of her curls and went for some bangs and straightened her hair. Right here. Now this album is really famous for being a breakup album. Her most popular songs from here is 22, which celebrates being 22 years old, and All Too Well, and then which was originally supposed to be 10 minutes long, but however, the reason why it didn't make it onto the original album was because it was too sad and little too long to fit into one vinyl. So, and if you open this up, you'll actually get all of the lyrics for the 10-minute version. And that's here how it looks on the back. Very nice. All right, now next up is 1989, which is right here. 1989 was a major change in her life. Now this era was where Taylor Swift transitioned from country music to a pop star. So this is where she stopped country music and started making pop music. So this was released in 2014, later recorded in 2023, along with Speak Now, Taylor's version. So the most popular songs on here would probably be Blank Space, which she actually wrote as a joke, because, people were making fun of her, not, I wouldn't say making fun of, but maybe, people, it's just seeing, labeling her as, this crazy girlfriend. Here's how it looks in the back right here. And another one is Style, which is written about Harry Styles, one of her ex-boyfriends. Right here. Good. All right. Now, next up is, I'm getting it right now, hold on. Reputation. Now, this was released in 2017. Now, this album is where she made a huge comeback to the music industry. So let me give you some background info. So back then, she was going through a lot of, celebrity feuds, famously with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Basically back then, 2009, when Taylor Swift was receiving her VMA award, she was making a speech and Kanye West interrupted her, saying, "Oh, Beyonce deserves this more." So basically, just ruined the entire moment. And people made rumors that he tried to save her from Beyonce, but that's not true, okay? Because Beyonce's actually said herself she felt bad for Taylor and started crying. So why would she want her dead if she felt bad for her, right? Anyway, so, and then Kim Kardashian, leaked their phone call, basically played the victim and called her a snake, which is the inspiration for the logo of this album. So basically this album is mostly about her media scrutiny online and proving everyone who underestimated her wrong. And here's how the back looks. Very nice. This has to be one of my favorite albums by her. Because, look at this. This is, love the cover. And also, I'm really excited. Hopefully she releases the vault tracks soon. Alright. Moving on to her 7th album, Lover. Now, this was released in 2019, and this is mostly a love album, like it says on the cover, Lover. This is mostly, just about her ex-boyfriend Joe Alwyn, who she was dating at the time. Most popular track about him is London Boy, since, he's British. Here's how it looks in the back right here. Very nice. I really love the colors on here. And fun fact about the Lover album is that, two facts actually. The first fact is that it's easy to cover right here. It's very colorful, right? Well, when they started capturing the photo shoot for the cover, it wasn't actually colorful or sunsets. It was actually a gray day when they did this photo shoot. They just edited it out, right? And then second fact, She was originally going to do a Lover tour like she did with Fearless and Reputation. However, it ended up getting canceled due to the COVID pandemic, sadly. All right, next one. We have Folklore. And speaking of the COVID pandemic, we have Folklore. So Folklore was written in 2020 during the COVID pandemic, like I said before. Now this is where Taylor transitioned, went from more indie folk kind of genre, you know, something more calm. And so most popular tracks on this album is mostly like August and Betty, which is about a fictional love triangle written in the fictional character James. Here's how it looks on the back right here. This has to be one of my favorite compared to her sister album, which I'm going to bring right now. All right, this is the sister album. A lot of people nicknamed this the sister album of Folklore, Evermore. All right, now, again, this is also indie folk. Most popular ones on here would have to be Willow and Champagne Problems. And a little fun fact about this album is that the fourth track, I'm trying not to curse, but 'Tis the Season, right here. Like 'Tis the Season. She wrote this song when she was drunk. Sorry, I'm really trying not to swear. This is a kids-friendly channel, okay? Yeah, that's how it looks on the back right here. Very beautiful. All right, and then we got Midnights. Midnights, she wrote this in 2022, and this is mostly written about all of the sleepless nights that she has had, you know, overthinking. She has released a vault track version of this, like, you know, most famously her song You're Losing Me, which is one of my favorite vault tracks on this album. Like, you know, it's basically saying, should I break up with him or should I like just keep the relationship, you know, overthinking almost, right? And this one I also got from Target. Most popular song in here would probably be Antihero, which is about Taylor Swift's insecurities. And let's see. And I think Bejeweled, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no, Lavender Haze, sorry. Yeah, and there's how it looks on the back right here. Very nice. All right, we're almost done, trust me. I know, she has a lot of albums. All right, now this one was released 2 years ago. We have the Tortured Poets Department. Now this revolves mostly on her, you know, breakup with Joe Alwyn. They were dating for 6 years. You know, her most popular song featuring Post Malone is Fortnite. And let's see, another one I really have to like is The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, one of my favorite songs on this record. This was released in April 19th, 2024. And I was so excited when this came out. I'm like, oh my gosh, she released a new album, yay! And then later, in April 24th, which is like 2 days like before my birthday, we have the Anthology album. And this has like additional tracks. You could kind of say it's a deluxe album. You can kind of say that. Like you have High School, which is about Travis Kelce. And speaking of Travis Kelce, they're gonna be getting married soon. So congratulations, Taylor, if you're watching this. All right. All right, and then this leads us to her final album, which is her most recent album. 3, 2, 1, drum roll please. The Life of a Showgirl. This was released last year on October 3rd, which is when she released in the movie theaters, the official release party of the Showgirl. I went with my friend Juliana. We had a blast. It was amazing. And this is the theme of the cardigan that I'm actually wearing. I got this off her actual website. Now this one was released in Target, and this is actually the most recent variant, which is like called the Crowd Is Your King variant. This is not the standard version, okay? This is how it looks on the back. Very pretty. Now this album revolves mostly on, you know, the struggles of women fame in the music industry, since, you know, it's very common for women in the music industry to be really mistreated, because unlike men, because, you know, they get paid less than the men. So this is mostly, you know, it's even in the name, the life of a showgirl. All right. And that is all of her albums. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and click the subscribe button, like, and comment below your favorite Taylor Swift album. Have a good day, guys.